अस्सलाम वालेकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू। मेरा नाम शबीर है। मैंने इंस्टीट्यूट में एक टीचिंग ट्रेनिंग को तालिब इल्म हूँ। जैसा होता है हम हर दफ़ा नए टॉपिक के साथ हाजिर होते हैं। आज भी मेरा जो नया टॉपिक है पावर ऑफ नेटवर्किंग, बिल्डिंग मीनिंगफुल कनेक्शन। इन दिस रिगार्ड वी टॉक विद अबाउट एआई। हेलो क्लाउड एआई।
Hey Shabir, how's it going?
Okay, today my topic, the power of networking, building meaningful connections. In this regard, my first question, what is networking and why is it important?
Right, so networking is basically the practice of connecting computers and devices together so they can share information and resources. Think of it like a web where data travels between machines. As for why it hasn't changed much, that's interesting because actually networking has evolved quite a bit with things like cloud computing, wireless technology, and security improvements. But I wonder if you're asking about something more specific. Are you thinking about the core principles staying the same? Or perhaps something in your field that's felt stagnant?
Okay, second question, how can networking help in personal growth?
Hmm, I'm not entirely sure what you're asking there, Shabir. Are you asking how personally involved you get in your work, or whether your job involves working with personal data?
Okay,
Or maybe you're asking,
I am repeating my question. That is, how can networking help in personal growth?
got it. So networking, building relationships with people in your field or beyond, can really boost personal growth in several ways. You learn from others' experiences, gain new perspectives, get mentorship, discover opportunities you wouldn't have found alone, and build confidence through meaningful conversations. Plus, it often opens doors professionally that directly support your development. Does that help clarify things?
Okay, third question. Why are meaningful connections valuable in life?
That's a broad one. I think what you're getting at is that life is pretty unpredictable, right? We make predictions based on patterns, experience, and data, but so many variables are at play that forecasts often miss the mark. Weather, markets, relationships, they're all influenced by countless factors we can't fully control or anticipate. Is there a specific area where you're wondering about predictions, or are you thinking about this more philosophically?
Okay, next question. How does networking create new opportunities? How does,
Looks like your
how
question got cut.
does, how does networking create new opportunities?
Right, so networking creates opportunities because you're building relationships with people who have different skills, knowledge, and connections than you do. When you genuinely connect with others, they think of you for jobs, collaborations, introductions, and projects that match your interests, things you'd never stumble upon on your own. It's really about being part of a community that looks out for each other.
Okay, what is the difference between networking and making friends? Making friends. Basically, my question is, what is the difference between networking and making friends? Yeah.
Good question. So networking is more purposeful and professional. You're building relationships strategically to share knowledge, opportunities, and resources within a particular field or community. Making friends, on the other hand, is usually more organic and personal. You connect because you genuinely enjoy each other's company without a specific agenda. That said, the best networking often feels like making friends because the relationships are authentic.
How can students benefit from networking?
Students benefit hugely from networking because it helps them build connections with peers, professors, and professionals in their field before they even graduate. They get mentorship, learn about internships and job opportunities early, gain insights into different career paths, and build confidence in professional settings. Plus, those relationships often turn into lifelong collaborations and friendships.
How how does communication improve networking skills? I repeat my question. Uh, I am changing my question that is, what qualities make someone good at networking?
Ah, so what makes someone good at networking? Well, they're genuinely curious about other people. They ask real questions and actually listen rather than just waiting to talk about themselves. They're consistent and follow up. They're helpful without expecting immediate returns, and they're authentic. Basically, they treat networking like building real relationships rather than collecting business cards.
Okay, why, how does communication improve networking skills?
So communicating through networks basically means sharing information across connected devices or people. You might use email, messaging apps, video calls, or social media to stay in touch with your network. The key is being clear, responsive, and thoughtful about how you reach out, whether that's a quick message to check in or a more substantive conversation about opportunities or ideas.
Okay, and next question. Why is confidence important in building connections? Again, repeating my
Your question
question.
got cut off.
I am repeating question that is how why is I think there is problem and I am stopping. Don't make so my question is why is confidence important in building connection?
Great question. Confidence matters because people are naturally drawn to those who believe in themselves. It makes interactions feel easier and more genuine. When you're confident, you're more likely to put yourself out there, start conversations, and follow through on connections rather than second guessing yourself. Plus, confidence helps you listen better and be present, which is what actually builds real relationships.
How can social media help in networking?
I'm not quite sure who you're referring to. Are you asking how a specific person can help you with networking, or maybe how confidence can help in networking? Could you clarify a bit?
I am asking how can social media help in networking? Again, I am asking, how can social media help in networking?
All right, anything else you'd like to know about networking or personal growth?
Yeah, networking.
Go on then, what's on your mind?
Okay, I'm going to change the question. That is, what are the risks of relying only on online networking?
Good point. So if you rely only on online networking, You miss out on the deeper connections that come from face-to-face interactions, body language, tone, genuine rapport. You're also more vulnerable to miscommunication, and online relationships can feel less personal and harder to maintain long-term. Plus, you're missing opportunities to build trust through physical presence, which still matters quite a bit in professional settings.
How can networking help in finding jobs or internships?
So networking directly opens doors to jobs and internships because people hire and recommend folks they know and trust. When you're actively connected with professionals in your field, you hear about opportunities before they're posted publicly, get referrals that carry real weight, and can learn what companies are actually looking for. It's often the fastest route to landing that first internship or job.
Okay, how can introverts improve their networking abilities?
Great question. Introverts can absolutely build strong networks. They often do it better than extroverts, actually. The key is playing to your strengths. Have deeper, one-on-one conversations instead of working large crowds. Use online platforms where you're more comfortable. Attend smaller events or workshops where meaningful dialogue happens naturally. And leverage written communication like emails or messages. Quality over quantity is your friend here.
Why is networking important for entrepreneurs?
I'm not quite catching what you mean there, Shabir.
I am
Important.
repeating my question. Why is networking important for entrepreneurs?
I think you
Entrepreneurs.
might be asking why networking is important for entering new routes or fields. If so, networking helps because people already in those areas can guide you, introduce you to key contacts, warn you about pitfalls, and help you understand what's actually needed to break in. It basically shortens your learning curve.
Why is consistency important in maintaining relationship?
Consistency is crucial because relationships fade when you go silent. People need to know you actually value the connection. When you regularly check in, follow through on promises, and stay engaged over time, you build trust and show you're genuinely invested. Without consistency, even strong connections can drift apart pretty quickly.
Okay, how can attending events improve networking opportunities?
Attending events puts you in the same room as people who share your interests or field, which makes starting conversations natural and organic. You get face-to-face time to build real rapport, discover common ground, and often hear about opportunities directly from the source. Plus, events give you a reason to reconnect with people later. Remember when we met at that conference?
What role does body language play in communication?
Your question got a bit jumbled there. What role does what play in communication? Could you give me that one again?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Shabir.
my question, how, oh, sorry, what role does body language play in communication?
Ah, so body language is massive in communication. It often says more than your words do. Your posture, eye contact, facial expressions, and gestures either reinforce what you're saying or contradict it, which affects how people trust and understand you. In networking especially, good body language makes you seem confident and engaged, which draws people in and helps build genuine connections.
Okay, how can networking help in personal branding?
Networking helps personal branding because the people you connect with become advocates for you. They share your work, recommend you, and spread your reputation through their circles. When you're consistently showing up, adding value, and being authentic in your network, you naturally build a strong personal brand without having to do all the heavy lifting yourself.
Okay, why is honesty important in building connection?
Honesty is foundational because people can sense when you're being genuine versus putting on a facade. When you're truthful about who you are, what you know, and what you're looking for, you attract the right people and build trust quickly. Dishonesty erodes relationships fast, whereas honest connections tend to be deeper and actually last.
Okay, how can mentorship strengthen professional growth?
So mentorship accelerates your professional growth because a mentor has already walked the path you're on. They share lessons learned, point out pitfalls to avoid, and give you honest feedback you might not get elsewhere. They also open doors through their own network and help you navigate career decisions with real experience backing it up. Basically, you're learning from someone who's been there.
What are the benefits of having diverse network?
A diverse network is incredibly valuable because you get different perspectives, skills, and experiences that challenge how you think and expand your possibilities. You're exposed to opportunities you wouldn't see in a homogeneous group. You learn from people with different backgrounds and expertise, and you build empathy and cultural awareness. Plus, diverse networks often lead to more creative solutions and broader career opportunities.
How can students network with teachers and professionals?
Students can network with teachers and professionals by staying engaged in class, asking thoughtful questions, and showing genuine interest in their work. Attend office hours, join clubs or organizations related to your field, volunteer on projects, reach out on LinkedIn, and attend industry events or seminars. The key is being proactive and respectful of their time while showing you're serious about learning from them.
Okay, how can networking inspire creativity and innovation?
Networking sparks creativity because you're exposed to different ideas, approaches, and perspectives from people in various fields. When you collaborate and bounce ideas off others, you naturally build on each other's thoughts and create something neither of you would have come up with alone. That cross-pollination of ideas is where real innovation happens.
Why should people focus on quality education connection instead of quantity?
Right, so quality over quantity matters because a few genuine, meaningful connections are far more valuable than hundreds of surface-level contacts. Deep relationships lead to real trust, better opportunities, and authentic support, whereas a huge list of acquaintances often feels hollow and doesn't deliver real benefits. You're better off nurturing a smaller circle of people you genuinely connect with.
Okay, what role does empathy play in meaningful relationship?
I'm not quite catching what you mean by MP. Could you spell that out or rephrase? Are you asking about a specific role or concept in meaningful relationships?
How can volunteering help build a network? Again, I am repeating my question. That is, how can volunteering help building network?
So volunteering is brilliant for networking because you're working alongside people who share your values and passion for a cause. You naturally build connections through collaboration. You see how people work under pressure, and those bonds often turn into lasting relationships and professional opportunities. Plus, it shows character, which people respect.
What are the long-term benefits of networking?
Long term, networking compounds over time. The relationships you build today become your support system, your career opportunities, and your closest collaborators down the line. You develop a reputation that opens doors throughout your career. You gain wisdom and mentorship as you grow, and you build a community of people who genuinely care about your success. It's really an investment that pays dividends for years.
Okay, how can networking improve leadership skills?
Networking improves leadership because you're constantly learning from others' experiences, observing different leadership styles, and getting feedback on how you come across. You practice communicating clearly, listening actively, and building trust with diverse people, all core leadership skills. Plus, as your network grows, you naturally develop influence and the ability to bring people together around a shared vision.
Okay, why is follow-up important for meeting new people?
Follow-up is crucial because meeting someone is just the start. Without it, that connection fades and you're forgotten. When you reach out afterwards with a genuine message, you show you actually valued the interaction and want to stay connected. That's what transforms a random encounter into a real relationship that can lead somewhere meaningful.
What role does teamwork play in building connections?
Teamwork builds connections because you're working towards a shared goal with people, which naturally creates bonds and trust. When you collaborate, support each other, and celebrate wins together, you develop genuine rapport that goes beyond surface level networking. Plus, seeing how someone works in a team reveals their character and values, which deepens the relationship.
How can cultural understanding improve networking?
I'm not quite following that one, Shabir. Could you
I am
rephrase?
repeating my question. I am saying that how can cultural understanding improve networking?
Right, so cultural understanding is essential because it helps you connect authentically with people from different backgrounds. When you're aware of and respectful towards different communication styles, values, and perspectives, you build trust faster and avoid misunderstandings. It also shows genuine interest in people as individuals, which makes them feel valued and strengthens the relationship.
Okay, why is a positive attitude important in communication?
Positive attitude is magnetic in communication because people naturally want to be around those who lift them up rather than drain their energy. It makes conversations more enjoyable, helps you listen better, and shows you're genuinely interested in others. Plus, positivity opens doors. People are more willing to help and collaborate with someone who brings good energy to the table.
How can technology make networking easier today?
Technology makes networking way easier because you can connect with people across the globe instantly through LinkedIn, social media, video calls, and messaging apps. You can attend virtual events, find communities around your interests, and maintain relationships without geographical limits. It's also easier to research people and find common ground before you even meet them.
ये था आज का हमारा डिस्कशन सेशन। उम्मीद करता हूँ कि आपने इसमें से बहुत कुछ सीखा होगा। तब तक के लिए इंशाल्लाह मिलेंगे नेक्स्ट नए टॉपिक के साथ। तब तक के लिए मुझे इजाजत दें। अल्लाह हाफिज।